I've never been so glad for these cameras in my life.
Stop! Bad idea! Put your hands up now! Dick! Shot fired! Shot fired!
All of this is being recorded. Get on the ground!
Somebody secure my glasses, my body camera's on it.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for another episode of PD Cam. I'm Sergeant Sean Sticks Larkin of the Tulsa Police Gang Unit. Let's start off in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where officers have been called to a hospital to investigate a possible DUI. The suspect here drove her husband to the emergency room for an allergic reaction to a drink he'd had at a party. The hospital staff contacted police stating they believe the couple had arrived drunk. Now remember, none of what you're about to see in this show was shot by a professional camera. This story was captured exclusively on the officer's body cams, as well as the hospital security camera.
He has your wife's ID.
Perfect. You can give me my ID. We will be back here tomorrow to get my keys. We haven't done anything wrong. I'm looking out for my husband's well-being.
So here's the deal.
What's the deal?
Because you've already driven here and you've been drinking, I need to make sure that you're okay to drive.
I'm not driving. My friend is right here.
But you've already driven.
Nope, my friend is right here.
Are you going to refuse to give?
My
to
friend
perform?
is here to pick
Listen
us
to me.
up. Nope. What are you doing? No.
You're under arrest.
Stop.
That's the husband you see there suddenly get up and attack the officers.
Sit down. Sit down. Down.
I'm calling cops.
Well, the cop.
I'm calling the cops.
Go. Give me a wrist. Resisting. Stop resisting. Resisting. Stop resisting.
What are you doing?
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Jen, get in here now.
I don't have my radio.
These cops are trying to train me to not walk. I'm walking out of here.
The woman has just called her friend who is outside and asked her to come inside.
My husband is in critical condition. Call the cops.
No.
Call the cops.
No.
Call the cops.
I'm not fighting you.
Right now.
My radio's underneath them.
We're not doing anything. We have a ride. We're not doing anything.
Stop yelling.
I'm calling the cops.
Where the cops are here. Now stop.
What are you doing to my husband? He didn't do anything. What are you doing? He's sick. He is the reason why we're here.
Stop.
Take my phone.
Don't be wielding anything at
My
all.
husband's sick. That's why we're here. Don't restrain me.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
What? I didn't do anything. Penny. No, we told them we were gonna go home without. We're not driving anywhere.
The woman failed her sobriety test back at the station and was charged with battery of a police officer and resisting arrest. Her husband was charged with assaulting a police officer and resisting arrest. Now let's head to Spokane, Washington, where 21 people called 911 to report a man with a knife holding up traffic and trying to hijack cars. Just a heads up, this footage is pretty intense and may be hard to watch.
Drop the knife! Drop it! Drop the knife! Get out of there. Go. Drop the knife! To your car! Step before he's running the gas station. Drop it! Drop it! Get away from the car! Get down on the ground now!
The suspect was shot in the chest and leg after refusing to drop the knife.
Drop it! Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Get away from it! Don't, no, hold on. I got it. Go ahead. Don't put me on the ground. Show me. I got him. I'm really gonna go on the gun. Hey. Where's he? Hey. Am I gonna go on the ground? You're okay, man. You're okay. Am I gonna go on the ground? You're okay, buddy. Kill me. Just relax, man. You gotta kill me, man. Hey, can you grab this arm here? Where's you? Yeah, over here. Okay, let me cut this shirt off.
It's a mess, bro. Don't ever let me do it again, please. I don't want to ever do meth again, bro.
Just keep breathing, man. You're doing good.
These officers are now using their medical training to treat the suspect until EMTs arrive.
Hey, the shirt's off. We're gonna get medics here, and then they'll move you on your side here. Just keep breathing, man.
Please forgive me.
Keep breathing. You're doing good.
The suspect recovered from his injuries and was charged with 8 counts of felony assault and attempted robbery, one for each vehicle he tried to hijack at knife point. Next up, let's go to Jackson County, Michigan, where the sheriff's office received multiple calls about an armed high school student threatening a teacher.
What's your name, bud? All right, turn around, put your hands on top of your head for a sec. You got a weapon on you. Turn around, put your... All right, come over here. Put your hands on top of your head. All right, I'm gonna pat you down real quick. Got a call from the school that said you were threatening to shoot a teacher.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Are you arguing with somebody?
Nope.
I'm gonna take your backpack off. You can keep smoking your cigarette, all right? Fine. Just go ahead and have a seat on my car, the front of my car real quick. Where do you live at?
I don't live everywhere.
Do you have an ID on you?
No, I do not.
Okay, you stay right there. Can you hang out with him for a sec? I'm just gonna run him.
We gonna find anything in your book bag?
Nope.
All right.
Am I under arrest?
You are not, but you are not free to leave.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back for a
Do
sec.
I have a warrant?
Yes, you do. Turn around, put your hands behind. You're gonna get tased.
Why you got
You got a warrant. Put your hands behind your back.
What do I have a warrant?
You're gonna get tased. Ah! Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Behind your back.
Hands behind your back.
Hands behind your back.
Summit 1 East running towards Robinson and Michigan.
Just stop now. Don't make it so bad on yourself. It's mine. You're under arrest.
This is the body cam of a separate officer now in pursuit.
516, he's going in front of the Kelly Express right now.
Get on the ground! 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 Put your hands behind your back! Turn over! Put your hands behind your back! On your stomach! Put your hands behind your back! Summit 1 in custody. Good job. Thanks, guys.
Hey, y'all need to do some more running exercise.
No kidding, that's what I'm saying. I'm too old to be doing this crap.
All right, get him up.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
So what do I got a warrant for?
You got some OTAs. You're a freaking juvenile escape.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I did not escape juvenile.
What's in your backpack? I'm searching it now.
There's nothing in my backpack.
Got any guns in
No
there?
guns?
Nope.
Now remember, the original call was that this teen was making threats to shoot up the school.
Oh, got a gun. That's why he didn't want me to search this thing, and that's why he took off.
All right, we're gonna have you leave the car. Watch ready when you get in there. Got it?
It's not the way I expected.
Because of this incident and numerous school shootings across America, the school district is now upgrading security. The suspect was charged with carrying a concealed weapon, illegal possession of a dangerous weapon, and 3 counts of resisting police. Now let's head west to the Bay Area, where the San Francisco Police Department has located a dangerous fugitive wanted for murdering one man and shooting another earlier in the day. 6 body cams helped capture all the action.
Hey, we got him. He's in there. He's in there. He's in there.
Hey, guy, code 33, no units. Let's get the car, position this thing, walk this thing off. Grab the shield on the back.
I'll get it. I got it.
We're waiting for additional units. Suspect appears to be in the RV. He's in there laying down. In the van, laying down. He's like, it looks like he's asleep.
Police, you in the RV. Exit the RV with your hands up. All occupants. No one with the unit.
Come out, come out.
Get out! Let me see your hands.
Get that dog inside.
3 women and a dog exit the RV, but the suspect remained inside.
Get down on the ground! Get your hands up! Come down here! Get on the ground! How many more people? Grab your dog. Get him back, get him back. Hold that dog, hold it tight! Come out with your hands up! Don't be stupid!
Whoever's inside the RV, come out! Go! Hands up!
Want to make an approach? What do you want to do? You call it.
Those 2 shots came from the suspect, who was firing at police from inside the RV. Officers are trained to shoot back if they believe that they or anyone else is in danger of being seriously hurt or killed.
Crawl this way, guys. Crawl this way. Come here. Come on.
The officers are directing the women, not the suspect, to crawl to safety. Officers fired 65 rounds into the RV. Remarkably, no one was hit, not the suspect, and thankfully no one else in the area. After a 2-hour standoff, the suspect finally surrendered. He was immediately arrested and charged with murder for the shooting earlier in the day. He was also charged with 8 counts of attempted murder for the officers he fired at, as well as carjacking and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. No charges were filed against the women. Now it's off to Ohio, where body cams worn by members of the Columbus Police Department captured all the action of this low-speed chase.
Come here. Come here.
Officers responded to calls from neighbors who found the pig out in the cold, roaming around an apartment complex parking lot.
Come here. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna get him.
Hey, tase him, hey, officer, tase him. Just to y'all's arrest.
You gotta get her cornered. She's gonna go into that truck. Yeah, they're smart.
Yeah. Under the truck.
Ooh, this wouldn't be a bad way to get her there. Can you get her out front? Come here. Now you messed up, huh? Come here. Grab her by the tail if you can. Come here.
Coming out to you.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Don't let her up the back. Don't let her up the back. There she goes. I want to hug you. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're fine. You're fine. Hush. You're good. Oh. Oh, you got it. There you go.
Officer, what's the thing being charged with? Homicide.
Homicide, yeah. There you go.
No charges were filed against the suspect. Now it's off to Southwest Ohio, where Greene Township officers and Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies have responded to a report of a man firing a gun into his neighbor's yard.
You've just left back inside the residence. I'd like to confirm to bearings on that. 5950, subject inside the residence. 5950,
Shots fired. Shots fired.
The suspect is shooting at the officers from inside his house.
Get in the house! Go away!
Robbery 15. We need a cordon set up at Peachview and another one just west of this location. What's wrong with you?
You are not permitted to come on this property.
Sir, put that gun down before you get killed.
I will not get killed. You are going to die.
Okay, nobody wants to die here.
You will die. I'm not afraid.
Nobody is telling you that we're going to kill you.
I'm going to kill you if you don't get out of here.
This is crazy. Cover me.
That's the suspect's arm you can see there.
I'm moving down to the tree. I'll give you cover. Hold on. Go ahead. I'm coming to you. You got me? Can't see inside the tree. I'm rolling back. You're gonna go around the house? Which way you wanna go? I'm going this way. All right, hold on a second. Get behind me and I'll cover you. Go ahead.
After a 5-hour standoff, the Hamilton County Special Response Team was called in.
Listen to their deceit. This is an education for the world right here. This is your gift from God. This is your education right here.
The suspect was charged with multiple counts of attempted murder and felonious assault. He was sentenced to 52 years in prison. And Officer Cylinder, who was one of the first officers on the scene that day, is here to talk with us. Scott, thank you for being here with us on PD Camp.
Thanks for inviting me.
So, watching that thing, man, that's a crazy situation. Can you kind of give me an idea of, when you arrived on scene and how fast things built up to this?
Call came out for a resident that was calling that his neighbor had fired a shot at him in his front yard when he came out to get the newspaper.
Wow.
The suspect was sitting in a chair, and as I got to the side of the building, I wasn't aware of it, but he stood up with a gun in his hand.
Okay.
I didn't see it. And then shots started ringing out. That's Deputy Price trying to have a conversation with him. And right there, that's where they literally shot at each other simultaneously.
Wow.
You could tell the bullet went straight past him.
And he was armed with a pistol this whole
He
time.
was armed. He was armed with a Beretta 92. I recognize this guy's in distress. To me, he looked like he had been awake for several days. He had that look in his eye that, he was angry. So that's when I started asking him, what can we do for you? And he just flat out said, you're gonna die today.
So the fact that he's already taken shots at officers, he's made a statement like that, I mean, that just raises this level.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, tenfold. This is the team making entry. I'm guessing they've got him on the back
There's
patio.
the fight going on.
You can
the
actually
back
see him
patio.
scramble with him on the back,
One officer started to tase him. He ripped his shirt and pulled the taser barbs out. And then it was a wrestle with about 30 SWAT officers on top of him.
So any idea what his actual issue was?
According to the neighbor's statement, and from what we understand, he was having some sort of delusional psychosis where he believed he was seeing demons. He had lived with his father in that house. His father had passed away somewhere within 6 months or a year of this happening.
So he had no criminal history?
No criminal history, no neighbor saying, yeah, I knew that guy would snap one day, anything like that. Just in his house with his cats, and that was it. He was facing 127 years, and he ended up with 52.
Wow. Well, Officer Cylinder, man, thank you for being here with us today.
No, I appreciate you.
Well, that's it for this episode of PD Cam. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.